In Quran, Surah Maryam, verse 17, Allah sent His Spirit to meet Maryam bint Imran, and the Spirit of Allah appeared as a human with perfect shape. So she took to herself a curtain apart from them. Then we sent to her our Spirit, so he took for himself the likeness of a mortal in perfect shape. Some scholars do not like this message, so they added into the verse an additional information that the one who met Maryam was the angel Jibril. For some unknown reason, certain scholars dislike the idea that Allah or the Spirit of Allah meet human face to face, even when the Quran says so. When we take a look at the Arabic verse, it is clear that there is no mention of angels at all, let alone an angel named Jibril. The one that came to meet Maryam is the Spirit of Allah, not Jibril. Of course Maryam was extremely shocked when she saw that man suddenly appear in front of her, in her chamber. That is why she said in fear,
"Oh! Surely, I take refuge in the All-Merciful from you, in case you are pious."
Surely, I am only a messenger of your Lord to bestow upon you a most cleansed youth.
However, can I have a baby, and no mortal has touched me, neither have I been a prostitute?
Thus it will be. Your Lord has said, simple is it for me, and that we may make him a sign for mankind and a mercy from us, and it is a command decreed.
In Quran, Surat Ali Imran, verse 45 to 47, Allah repeated the same story, but this time with more divine beings in Maryam's chamber. We cannot be sure how many beings exactly in front of Maryam at that time, because the Quran is so contradicting about this. In Surah Maryam verse 17, there was only one divine being, while in Surat Ali Imran verse 45, there were more than one. Behold, the angel said,
O Maryam, surely Allah gives you good tidings of a word from him whose name is the Masih Isa, son of Maryam, esteemed in the present life and the hereafter, and one of the near-stationed.
He shall speak to the people in childhood and in maturity. And he shall be, of the company, of the righteous.
Maryam knew for sure that the person in front of her is Allah the Islamic God, so she called him accordingly without hesitation.
Lord! However will I have a child, and no mortal has touched me?
The Arabic term that she used to call the man was Rabbi, which means God. So, there is no mistake that the Spirit of Allah who visited Maryam is none other than Allah Himself. And Allah answered her directly.
Thus Allah creates whatever He decides. When He has decreed a command, then He only says to it, be, so it is.
How does Allah as a man actually look like? Does He look like that man? This following hadith explains how Allah looks like when He appears as a human. The Prophet said, I saw my Lord in the image of a young man, with curly hair wearing a green suit. Grade, Sahih. Reference. Bayan Talbis al-Jamiyah, Ibn Taymiyyah, Volume 7, number 290. So, yes, Allah may look like this young man, with curly hair wearing a green suit. After that, Allah made Maryam pregnant with Isha. Quran, Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 91, explains how He did that. And she who attended to her private parts, so we breathed into her of our Spirit and made her and her son a sign to the worlds. The same information is repeated in Quran, Surah At-Tarim, verse 12. And Maryam daughter of Imran, who kept safe her private parts, i.e., safeguarded, so we breathed in it of our Spirit, and she sincerely believed in the words of her Lord, and His books, and she was one of the devout. Nafakna fihi means, we blew into her private part or sexual organ, which clarifies where the blowing process happened. The Arabic word for private parts is farjaha, meaning vagina. So, Allah did the blowing or breathing into Maryam's vagina to insert His own Spirit to impregnate her. Despite such clarity, many Quran tafsir authors or mufassirun felt very uncomfortable about Allah's message, and decided to alter the true meaning of the word farjaha. For instance, Al-Jalalain explains that the farjaha of Maryam is actually the opening of Maryam's shirt. Ibn Abbas says that farjaha is actually the garment of Maryam. Ibn Kathir says that Allah commanded the angel Jibril to blow into a gap of Maryam's garment. But the verse doesn't mention about the angel Jibril or any garment. They should be honest and be true to the real meaning of Farjaha, which is the gap of Maryam's private part. The information in Quran, Surah Maryam, verse 17 says the man has a perfect shape. This implies that he had an intimacy with Maryam. He provided the seed, he inserted the seed by blowing inside Maryam's private part, and she got pregnant afterward. It's clear who's Isa's father according to Quran. Quran, Surah Maryam, verse 22 says that Maryam later got pregnant. So she conceived him, then she retired with him to a remote place. Some people would deny it by quoting Quran, Surah Al-An'am, verse 101. He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. How can he have children when he has no girlfriend? He created all things and he is the all-knower of everything. The English Quran translators usually changes the word girlfriend to wife, because they just don't like the idea that Allah can have a girlfriend. The Arabic word is sahiba, which is a feminine for friend, in other words a girlfriend or consort. The translators probably thought it would be better to avoid the use of the word girlfriend, in order not to show Allah promoting Western culture and contemplating having an illegitimate child. According to this verse, Allah wonders how could some people believe that he could have a son without he first having sexual intercourse with a girlfriend or a consort and then causing the woman to give birth to that son. To Prophet Muhammad, it is simple and straightforward because if a man wants to have a son, then he needs first to have a woman. Although such logic is only convincing to a person with a brain the size of an insect, yet Prophet Muhammad thought of it as the ultimate rebuttal to the Christians' claims that God has a son. It probably escaped Prophet Muhammad's mind that, elsewhere in his Quran, he doesn't stop talking about Allah's impressive record of creations. According to the Quran, Allah's portfolio included masterpieces like the creation of the angels, Adam and Eve, as well as the 7 skies and 7 earths. So why did all that talent disappear when it came to the creation of his own child? How can we believe the excuse of no wife, no child, when Muhammad claimed in the Quran that when Allah wants something, he only needs to say to it, be, or kun fayakun. And it is done? Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 117. When he decrees a matter, he only says to it, be. And it is. This famous claim of kun fayakun is repeated not once, but 6 more times in the Quran. Or perhaps, these verses are nothing but lies. Allah is not almighty and all-knowing.